And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gym and the Crypto. Back like we left something, episode 1224. Today is Friday, May 17, 2024, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10. Listen, I'm actually glad that this show just started off with the microphone on mute because there was a lot of stuff going on anyway. So that just actually worked out perfect. We're just going to delete that. Never happened, and here we are starting back over. Let me go in there and delete this. Delete forever. Boom. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Today's top story is State of Wisconsin buys nearly $100 million worth of BlackRock spot ETF. Bitcoin ETF volumes hit 7-week high as Bitcoin price nears 67K. Vanguard's new boss says Bitcoin ETF now on the table. Binance develops Antidote to address poisoning scams after $68 million exploit. Chinese police bust $1.9 billion USDT underground banking racket, and SEC custody rule made crypto regulation of political football, says Representative Nico. And more, of course, today is FBF. I'm going to go ahead and post this link in the chat. Feel free to call in if I got something wrong. You got smoke, any of those type of things. Let me see. Invite guests. There we go. They swapped this around. I'm going to go ahead and post that link in the chat. So again, feel free to call in whenever for the most part. Don't have a super long day today, but you got some time to take some calls. And boom, we in there. Listen, here's the problem right now. I got to be honest with y'all. You know, the Warriors, the problem today is called Sing Sao, okay? I took a trip to Thailand, Los Angeles, and this Sing Sao has me all messed up. All right, that's my bad. Let's get going, though. Let's go ahead and check out these prices on the day. Of course, everybody wants to know prices. That is very important. Bitcoin is coming in at $66,168, up 0.14%. Ethereum's at $3,067, up 3.07%. Number 5, Solana, $167, up 2.86%. Toncoin, number 8, at $6.65, up 0.38%. Number 10, Cardano at 48 cents, up 5.88%. Fear and Greed Index 59. Trending tokens are Pendo, Super Trump, and Notcoin. And recently added is Che Pepe, Papa CEO Finance, and GameStump. All right, let's go ahead and get some quick shout outs and then roll straight into it. What's going on? Satoshi Slim, Crypto Night Train, Shanti Edwards, 11 Super Mario, Hyben 17, JP, Miriam, Teddy Harris, Crypto Blood. What's going on? CB News Network's in the house. Janine Hayes said the feds heard you talking, bro. They don't want they pulled your mic out last night. I know, right? It's crazy. Yes, take it back. I was doing the pantomime without the white face paint. That's hilarious. 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, is it Chinese beer? Also, there we go. Uncle Reno learned something new today. That's my one thing for the day. We in good shape. Let's get this show rolling. State of Wisconsin buys nearly $100 million worth of BlackRock spot ETF. Good for the market. Don't know how I felt about this as like a business owner. I'm like, how does this work to where the state uses tax money to buy into a private business? Like, I don't know. That was interesting. Is one thing to use your tax money or for the state to buy spot Bitcoin in general, where they're buying the underlying asset. It's entirely another thing to buy the ETF, the derivative, and then you're buying it from one person. Like, did Grayscale, did Fidelity, did everyone have a fair chance to approach Wisconsin with a contract? Did everyone have a fair chance to possibly get that taxpayer money? Because if not, again, this is kind of looking weird, where it's just like, all right, y'all using but you're using a pot of everybody's money and you're giving it to a private company. This is the Federal Reserve happening all over again. But the state's investment board brought 94,562 shares of BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust in the first quarter of the year. This also tells me something else too. You don't plan to buy nearly 95,000 shares in the first quarter when they first launched an ETF if you didn't know what was going to happen. So to me, state of Wisconsin, you're in the bullseye as well, because the way BlackRock had the SEC commissioner shucking and jiving and shaking as far as would he get fired or not if this ETF doesn't go through, and the way they essentially forced a Bitcoin ETF on our nation, something tells me Wisconsin has something to do with that as well, for them literally a couple of weeks later after it gets passed, if that, to go ahead and buy 95,000 shares. Like, this is the insider trading shit everybody talks about. Oh, here we are again, the start of the rant. The U.S. state of Wisconsin purchased 94,562 shares of BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust in the first quarter of the year. That's right after they launched a Bitcoin ETF. Wisconsin was like one of their first customers with almost 100,000 shares. The following shows. Let's got to make sure we mute everything. The shares are worth nearly $100 million. Bitcoin rose 1% on the news, currently trading at $61,957, down 1.7% over the past 24 hours as new inflation data came in hotter than expected during U.S. morning hours. So they had to file this quarterly 13F report with the SEC on Tuesday, which is why we found out they're the first state to disclose the purchase of Bitcoin. The investment board also purchased shares. Okay, so they did get shares of Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust worth roughly $64 million. And still, I say, so what? Because I could be the next company. Again, it was 13 companies. How do you decide which people got the ETFs? You're picking and playing favorites with public money. That's kind of weird to me. And I mean, I'm hoping that, again, I didn't read this story until live with you all. So I was kind of scrolling down, hoping to see it says something where it's like this did happen. But no, it doesn't. It didn't look like it happened. It looks like the investment board, also known as SWIB, was founded in 1951 and currently manages more than $156 billion in assets. According to his website, it manages the holdings of the Wisconsin Retirement System, the State Investment Fund, and other state trust funds. So I do know Wisconsin does things different. Green Bay Packers are owned by what the state, and citizens are shareholders of it as well, something like that. When I was in Wisconsin eating that great cheese, they were telling me all about it, but I don't remember the details and the ins and outs. But essentially, they already do this with a number of businesses. Now, normally I would mind my own business and wouldn't care. But like I said, when it comes to the Bitcoin ETFs, which we're going to go into detail about later on today, when is now being made known that crypto in general is a political football. Now, there is a story about this. So it's not even a secret. Crypto is being used as like a political football. It is being used to draw a line in the sand for pundits, whatever side of the aisle they're on. And at the same time, you have an entire state backing a private company that wanted the SEC chair out if they didn't get their way. Like, again, this is crazy. How far does this backing go? Was it just you have the Bitcoin ETF now and we'll invest in it? Or does it go deeper than that? Did it go to a year ago when they were actually trying to get this done in Senate? They were having Senate and Congress hearings. Who were pushing for that? Were there people out the state in the state regulatory positions or political positions in Wisconsin? Were they helping the BlackRocks of the world push the ETF through? Because that's the way it makes it seem to me. And if that is the case, then we got to go back and ask, do we have regulators and politicians essentially working for private companies to get their needs passed so that they can get their cut? Because that's all that literally happened now that they've given them 95,000 shares of that and then 64 million over to Grayscale. Again, I asked, what about Fidelity? What about the other little guys? This is taxpayer money. So I don't know. I know Wisconsin does things different, but that was a crazy nod of approval. And even crazier is that shout out to BlackRock for pimping an entire state. The state of Wisconsin decided to spend their money on a derivative instead of spending their money on the underlying asset. They themselves have gotten hoodwinked. They decided to not buy Bitcoin, but to buy a Bitcoin ETF. Absolutely insane. But hey, I would assume that these ETFs are safe since they're fake and they're being backed by the government. Like I said, worst case scenario, something happens to the Bitcoin ETFs, they can just say, well, we're not going to go 1-to-1. We'll go 1 to 100,000 Satoshis. They can just switch that overnight. No harm, no foul. And people would just drink the Kool-Aid the same way we did when they started printing money in COVID. And everybody was like, well, there's no problem. We printed money. We're giving out stimulus packages. And then it's like, oh, I wonder why eggs are now $15. You can't print money. That's why. All right. And other Bitcoin ETF news, we're going to stay on Bitcoin ETFs. As volumes hit its 7-week high, as Bitcoin's price hits near $67,000. That's right. Bitcoin ETFs see daily volumes of nearly $6 billion and return to levels not seen since late March when Bitcoin price was hitting new May highs. All right. This is important because right now it is showing a trend of the Bitcoin ETFs actually mattering the same way futures mattered when they came out. If you remember, recently the price of Bitcoin just had a dip, and a lot of people were attributing that to the BlackRock ETFs essentially going off for about 4 days. You remember BlackRock said, "Hey, we shutting down for about 4 days for whatever reason. We're not buying Bitcoin ETFs." We saw the price dip after that. So again, might have not been a reflection of BlackRock itself buying the ETF shares, but the signal of them even to stop buying it may have made other people pull out loans in the market, or pull out different trades that affected the market as a whole. And then you see the actual market slide. On the flip side, now they're saying, hey, we're posting 7-week highs in Bitcoin ETFs, and we're seeing the price reflect that as well. Now, here's where it's going to me, will be the big question as far as, can it keep the price propped up, just the Bitcoin ETFs? If there's states that are going to continue to buy them, which I didn't know was happening already, yeah. If you got Wisconsin and New York and Delaware and whoever else buying into Bitcoin ETFs from these private companies, then of course the price of Bitcoin is going to continue to pump. But yeah, if that's what we're relying on, then that is a slippery slope. The day these institutions stop buying, the day the states stop buying, the day the big players, the big whales stop buying, you can essentially see the price slide. Now, the good thing about this is, in the short term, as this continues to happen, because it will continue to happen in the short term, like, the volatility is going to be amazing. And as long as we're on top of when these actual days start and stop and when these highs are coming, you can pretty much leverage trade this up and make a lot of money, even shorting it. When we see, all right, BlackRock, Fidelity, whatever, they're not going to be doing any, that story comes out again here soon. We've already seen how the market's going to respond. So in 2 or 3 weeks, they say, hey, BlackRock's going through another respite moment, to where the next 72, 96 hours, they won't be doing any ETF trading. I'm putting in shorts. I'm going times 20, times 30 on a short really quick. I'm going to see what happens. On the flip side, after those 3 or 4 days are nearing their end, I'm going to go long. And then I think that, especially after I've seen a lot of people just do it this last cycle when it was happening, there was a lot of money to be made that people were kind of scraping and scrapping, scrimping and scraping off of off the low end as the price of Bitcoin actually dips. So as these volumes hit the 7-week high again, to me, we are seeing the price respond to that as we're peaking. We almost hit 67, 68 again in the last few days. So a lot of people are excited about that. But again, this is going to level out unless we keep getting states and big players to buy that ETF and continue to push that price. I don't think it's going to happen like that. But if it were to happen, that'd be amazing. The only reason I don't think it's going to happen is because we haven't seen it happen in the traditional market. Adoption is still slow. So for it to just, if it were to continue to happen at this rate where ETFs were just getting bought up, then that actually is a big win for Bitcoin, because that means everyone truly does believe in it and they know it's working, because they believe in it enough to attach a derivative to it. They believe in it enough actually to not even buy it and mess with it. They're like, listen, we know that what it is. We know it's gold. We know it's hot, but we can't touch it because everyone will believe us. We have to keep that one layer of separation via a ETF, and this is the way we're going to do business. But if ETFs pump at the same rate they've been pumping, then people, that's Bitcoin, people. It's just they don't want to admit it. But the war has been won, and these are the small bloody battles. Okay. Last but not least on ETFs, I wanted to kind of laugh at Vanguard really quick. Vanguard's new boss says Bitcoin ETF now on the table is being reported. Salim Ramji wants to stick with Vanguard's investment philosophy, which excludes offering Bitcoin as it is too speculative an asset. Stop it. Listen, that's not what it is. You remember when I said these ETF companies, the ones that are already out, would have to consolidate? That was my nice way of saying they were going to go away and get ate by the larger players like BlackRock, Fidelity. And then I said, there would be barriers to entry to where you wouldn't even see any new players. All you end up seeing essentially is going to be BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. They're lucky. Well, to me, this is a symptom of that. They weren't in the SEC's good graces anyway. I'm not even sure Vanguard got the nod. I know they've been trying to get an ETF, but I'm not even sure they got the nod to the original ETF. So with all that being said, especially at the size of BlackRock, to me, this was their way to gracefully bow out, right? It's like, hey, I'm gonna go home. You lucky I don't kick your ass. It's like, all right, bro. Yeah, you got it. All right, go. You got it. This is the same thing. Vanguard. Listen, the last story was Bitcoin ETFs are posting 7-week highs. Money is being made. A story before that is the state of Wisconsin decided to buy into Bitcoin ETFs from 2 separate companies we know about as of now. You're telling me all this money and everything go around, and this is your job as a company, a wealth management company, you're saying, nah, we don't want a piece of that. It's too speculative. We don't want none of that. Nah, no. Don't you lie to me. You weren't invited in the party. Somebody called you up Sunday morning. Bro, where were you at last night? The party was crazy. Oh man, I didn't want to go to that party, man. Hey, we don't even do them type of parties, man. We usually go to the movie theaters, man. We don't do dancing and stuff. It's like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Like, man, nah, you wasn't invited, okay? So that's what I think is going on with Vanguard when we take a look at this story. They're trying to spin this thing to their customers and clients like, hey, guys, we're just going to do what we've been doing. It's too speculative. Bitcoin, we don't know. But the truth is the truth, people. The Bitcoin ETFs are making a shit ton of money because they can play with it how they want, as I already explained today and many times in the past. It is an absolute win for the companies that can get in on it, unless you can't. And if you couldn't get in on it, or there was something wrong as far as maybe the price of admission being raised, which I can see that happening again, these barriers to entry, then I can see them coming back telling their clients and general audience, hey, we're just sticking to what we want. This doesn't make sense to us, instead of being honest and saying, if we were to go into this market, the likes of BlackRock and Fidelity would destroy not only our chances of winning and being successful as an ETF, but also our other businesses, as they would probably go after everything. So Vanguard's new CEO, Salim Ramji, he's actually the former head of BlackRock's global ETF business. So again, clearly they brought him in for the ETF specific. He told Barron's in an interview published May 15th that Vanguard stands for consistency, and crypto-related investment products do not align with his investment philosophy. Really quick, people, why would you hire BlackRock's global ETF head of business if you don't plan on having a Bitcoin ETF? Just keep it real, okay? If we tried, it didn't work. We're gonna stick to what we know. If anything, how would I write this? We really wanted to bring our clients a Bitcoin ETF, but because of the hostile regulatory environment and new licenses and complications costing a fortune, we've decided to stick to what we do best, and that's legacy investments and assets and blah blah blah. That way, you're keeping it real all the way through. Instead, they're saying, "Nah, we just hired the head of BlackRock's ETF of business development. We've been filing for Bitcoin ETF applications for years now, and everything is going wrong, but we still wanted to do it, but now all of a sudden we don't want to do it, and we're cool on it. We just want to stick to what we've been doing because it's too speculative. That's why." It's like, come on, man. Just say you wasn't invited to the party, all right? The party's still popping. The music's still playing. It's packed. Nothing changes. You just had a tough time. I don't know. Maybe your tire popped on the way over. You couldn't drive over. I don't know, but you weren't coming in the party. Here it is again. I think it's important for firms to have consistency in terms of what they stand for. Oh, they even want to take it even further. They have consistency in what they stand for and the products and services they offer. Hilarious. Said Ramji, who's set to take over as Vanguard CEO in July 8th. I have heard Chief Investment Officer Greg Davis' explanation. I think it's entirely consistent when Vanguard's investment philosophy is a logical and consistent point of view. So why are they hiring you? Oh, so Ramji actually oversaw the launch of BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF in January. So again, a guy who just launched an ETF for the biggest company on the planet in January just got poached, and he's going to another company that's been trying to do it. And their messaging is, we don't want to do it. We never want to do it anyway. We're just going to stick to the traditional investments. Like, come on, knock it off. You don't have to tell us, though. You are a private company. You don't have to tell us. But I mean, didn't Kendrick already tell these people of not the culture? We smarter than that. We understand what we're seeing. We're reading it. We get it. Vanguard, with its 8.6 trillion in assets under management, opted for a different approach and didn't launch a Bitcoin ETF, viewing crypto as a speculative investment in an immature asset class. Again, if you know what's going on, let me actually look it up really quick. Vanguard, I'm about to spell this wrong, applies for a Bitcoin ETF. Let's look it up and see what comes out. All right. I want to go to it will be years ago. Let me see. What 2017, 2019. I want to go like maybe 2020. Let's say 2020. I better not ever see a Vanguard application that went across any desk. Oh no, they have been standing firm. You see this article? Oh no, this is 24 still. This is all 2024. See, now, and this is what I'm talking about. Very interesting right now. You see what I just searched? Vanguard applies for Bitcoin ETF 2020. All the articles are from 24, right? Saying no Bitcoin ETF at Vanguard 24, late 23, 24, 2 days ago. This tells me they went on a crazy marketing thing to scrub everything. Hey, for my OG warriors in the chat, let me know if Vanguard has ever done a Bitcoin ETF application. Because I could have sworn they did years ago. So it's kind of funny we're not seeing anything about it. And they're just like, no, 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 we don't mess with that. Vanguard BTF application. Let me go 2018. You just gotta go. You just gotta go years back. I don't know. You see what I mean? I just went 20. It's all 24 articles. I don't know. I'm gonna do some digging on this. This is a very interesting one that no old articles are coming up. Let me know, warriors in the chat history. Bring up those what are these? Past ETF applications. There we go. Past ETF Bitcoin, past Bitcoin ETF applications. That way I can have it in the background. I'm gonna check this out to see who have all applied and when did they get one. I could have sworn they were trying to get one years ago. If not, I will correct myself, but I could have sworn. Bottom line is you don't hire the head of BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF business development if you don't plan on having one. So it's crazy. They came around and said it. But regardless, whether they do get an ETF or not, I don't think they're going to stay on the sidelines too long when it comes to Bitcoin. There's too many different ways to make money in this space. So even if they don't get ETFs, whether they're offering spot Bitcoin, custody, I expect to see something coming from them at some point. All right, Binance is in the news. Binance develops Antidote to address poisoning scams after $68 million exploit. That's right. Binance's new algorithm has already helped detect over 13.4 million spoof blockchain addresses on BNB and over 1.68 million on Ethereum. Binance's security experts developed an antidote against the growing instances of address poisoning scams that trick investors into willingly sending funds to a fraudulent address. The security team of Binance, I'm not about to pat them on the back. They're trying to make themselves sound great. Developed an algorithm that detected millions of poisoned crypto addresses, according to a report shared with Cointelegraph. We have developed a unique method of identifying poisoned addresses, which helps us to alert users before they send money to criminals and was instrumental in identifying and flagging more than 13.4 million spoof addresses on BNB Smart Chain and 1.68 million on Ethereum. So address poisoning or address spoofing is a deception trick where scammers send a small amount of digital assets to a wallet that closely resembles the potential victim's address to make it part of the wallet's transaction history, hoping that the victim will accidentally copy and send funds to their address. So essentially, they're trying to send you a fake amount of Bitcoin or whatever, or have you send it to them with a fake address. So it's already on your list of like addresses that are known. So when you just go in and click it, it's actually sending it to them and not to the people you want. This is why it's important to check and recheck that you're typing the right address or you're copy and pasting the right address from a place that you trust. But by and large, the story to me is the antidote, right? That they came up with this algorithm that can detect it, no matter if it's a bad one or good or whatever. This is what I always mean when people say quantum computing will make Bitcoin and crypto blockchains obsolete because people will essentially be able to hack it. And I'm always like, well, the good guys are going to be using the same technology at the same time developing. So this is an example of that, right? You had address poisoning, address spoofing. This is becoming a big thing. People are losing their capital because of it. And here comes the response from the community. Once again, self-regulation. It didn't take Congress and the government to pass bills, to allocate a task force, to put money to it literally just took self-regulation. It took the company to see a problem and say, hey, we got a way to fix this. And boom, here's a new algorithm that is supposedly able to track and address these addresses, no pun intended. So shout out to them for doing that right. I hope it does work. And again, I don't expect it to last for forever. I'm sure soon the hackers, again, they're smart people. They're going to figure out a way around this algorithmic antidote, as they call it. And as soon as they figure out their way around it, it'll be up to community to create a new one or even more secure one. So this is going to be nonstop. We're in the digital space, kind of like in the physical space. I mean, I just heard on the radio the other day in LA, somebody was like robbing a bank. I'm like, damn, people still doing bank robberies, huh? Like, people, it is way more safer and you make way more money just hacking a bank. like the computer, like a laptop hacking, trying that type of bank robbery versus physically going in to rob a bank. I don't know. I guess somebody did the cash heist here in LA a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago. They made $30 million. But like, how often does this happen? It's not the 90s no more. Okay. So it's one of those things where, like, it's going to happen. It's going to keep happening. There's going to keep being hacks. There's going to keep being new ways that people are trying to scam in the digital space. It's not going to stop. But on the flip side, the good thing is that again, these antidotes, the remedies are coming in as these keep cranking up. So people are here to protect you, as many people are here to try to take the capital and crypto from you. So that's a good thing, I guess. I said Robert didn't know the bank was broke too. I know, right? Said right. So many cameras everywhere. Listen, I don't know. I think they want some free time in the clink to tell everybody they robbed the bank. I don't know. I don't know. Jake Fever said Vanguard allowed future ETFs on the platform, but I don't know if they applied for spot. Okay, all right. So it's futures. All right, that might be my fault then. I knew it was something. I was like, hold on. I was like, Vanguard. Y'all been in the playpen already. What you talking about? Like you've been on the sideline. Let's see. What else do we have? I saw your short about Jake Fever about the coconut rum chowder. Oh, that coconut rum chowder be good. Shout out to Jake Fever for that. I gotta check that out. 12 to 15 months, you can easily turn 25K to 250K in this bull run. I agree as well. I definitely agree. Let's see. Satoshi said if they did do it, it's definitely in the TGOC archives. You know, I'm messing up. I'm over here going to Google to look it up. You're right. I just need to go to our I actually been doing that a few times. I go to our YouTube, and that is like I be thinking to myself, I was like, we gotta make sure we title these right. Because I did go to YouTube looking up some of the topics before, but I know we talked about this before. I just went to the search bar and the videos popped up. So yeah, maybe I need to do that with Vanguard to see if I've ever put that in the title. I don't think I ever put Vanguard in the title off the top of my head. Let's see what else we had. Just remember, Bitcoin does not exist in the U.S. bubble. Other jurisdictions and firms outside the U.S. will eventually have growing influence. That is true as well. All these old folks are going to eat up this ETF because they don't want to do the homework. Setting up their families to fail. I think long term it'll set the families up to fail. In the short term, it's probably gonna be what they need. So we'll see. Some wild rumors around DC about a Black Swan event this year. It is an election year, so I'm not putting nothing behind us. It's definitely like, yeah. I mean, come on, it's definitely. Let's see. 11 Super Mario said ridiculous that residents here in Wisconsin are not at the mercy of ETFs. Can't wait for all smarter than yous to come out of the woodwork saying they've been in Bitcoin since 2010. I know, right? Okay, North Carolina bought some Bitcoin. There we go. That's pretty good to see. Hennessy and rum child, y'all. Him chowder. Oh, y'all crazy people. Y'all listen. Y'all gonna be out of there. This is why I'm sticking with a beer. Okay, y'all gonna be out of here on some hen chowder. What else do we have going on? Let's see. Chinese police are back in the news, kicking up dust and kicking up shit stuff. Chinese police bust $1.9 billion USDT underground banking racket. To me, the story is in the headline. I'm not going to go too crazy into it. The authorities destroyed two underground operations in Fujian and Henan, and the police also froze 149 million won worth $20 million linked to the USDT banking operations. All right. So it looks like it was used to exchange foreign currencies. The city police issued a media report highlighting the details of the underground operations, said they arrested 193 suspects across 26 provinces. So essentially what's happening here is people are BYOB, not bringing your own beer, but being your own bank, something we talk about here. And this is what happens when you become your own bank. And my response, as I said the other day, would be a violent response from the government, not an economic response. Not a we're going to fine you or we're going to tax you this penalty. No, you are directly competing with the government and private banks that work with the government. They are going to look at you as an enemy of the state all through and through. So I already know what Chinese they're trying to do, and it makes sense, right? 26 provinces. The people have spoken. 26 provinces, 193 people. They have spoken. What it sounds like to me is almost, what's the word? Hawala. For those who know what Hawala is, essentially in the Middle East, it's a network of moving money, moving cash specifically by essentially almost like favors and IOUs. That's like the layman terms of it. So if I'm friend with Peter and Paul needs money, or Paul needs to give me money and I'm friends with Peter, he would give it to Peter and Peter would give me the money, and vice versa. If I need to pay Paul for something, I give the money to Peter and Peter can give it to Paul. Of course, this whole time, Peter's taking out a small percentage transaction fee for him getting the money both ways. All right, that's a whole wallet network. They do it cash and stuff across the entire region. To me, this is the same thing that's happening with USDT. They said, hey, we have digital currency now. We have crypto. We don't have to do everything with cash and fiat. Knowing China and some of the issues they have and how large they are, I'm sure there are many provinces and villages and areas that are not getting banking services the same way we have in the United States, right? Like, look no further than Los Angeles. There has to be at least, off the top of my head, at least 20 to 30,000 people without a bank. I know this for a fact because they're unhoused, right? If you're in Los Angeles and you do not have a permanent address, you cannot have a bank account. I think the last numbers we checked were like 75 to 100,000 people who are unhoused here in LA. So I'm just off the top of my head going to say at least 20,000 people of those don't have a bank account. And you think about a place like China where this might be amplified, where no, you might be looking at a small region. I mean, what China has, how many billion people again, folks? Is it 2 point something billion people or something? I don't know, but excuse me, I think it's 1.6, 1.7 billion actually. So let's say 1.6 billion people. I don't think it's hard to believe that, let's say 100,000 people in some region are unbanked. So in order to solve that problem, you're saying, hey, you got a cell phone, get this tether, boom, we booming now. We're banking. We have banks now. You have a banking account on your phone. And then the government brings in the police, they bust it up. What are you doing? You're not allowed to have your own bank licenses, blah, blah, blah. And everyone goes to jail. But essentially, you've just been kidnapped and put in prison for running a banking operation. Absolutely ridiculous. You didn't pay money to a bunch of other people to have a piece of paper to do this. Gang, gang, gang. That's right. That's what we don't care what we said last week. This is what we're doing this week. It says here, despite a comprehensive prohibition on crypto-related activities in China, Chinese traders persist in circumventing the national ban and utilizing crypto assets in alternative ways. So, yeah, they said, we're not going to take it. We're going to keep with this market. And China's like, all right, we're just going to keep arresting y'all then, it looks like. Here you can see a report published by Kairos Ventures indicates that Chinese traders are among the largest stablecoin holders worldwide, with reports showing that 33.3% of Chinese investors hold several stablecoins, ranking them only second to Vietnam at 58.6%. So 1 in every 3 investors hold stablecoins there. It looks like the Chinese government, of course, banned crypto and exchanges along with Bitcoin mining operations. However, the locals have found ways to evade these bans over the years, what it looks like this being one. But China said, hey, y'all just going to be going to prison left and right. So again, the war is being fought, people. And this is what I mean, where it's kind of messed up, but there's an ongoing war right now. And while the Bitcoin side is fighting, we're fighting just from a stance of like protest, honestly. It's just a lot of us, and we're just like, unless you literally kill us, we're going to sit here and get pepper sprayed and hosed by the water, which is what's happening essentially, because it's crazy how the crypto community isn't fighting back across the world. They've literally, once again, I got to use literal because it's happening. They've kidnapped and imprisoned 193 humans because they're doing banking different. Could you imagine that? All the murders and rapes and all the bad things that's going on in China and everything else, but they're going to say, we don't care about that. What we do care about is this competition to the banking sector. That is not allowed here. We're going to, like, they arrested 193 people in 26 provinces. Do you know how much manpower and coordination that takes to do? That doesn't just happen. Like, that takes capital to make happen. So they use all of these resources to arrest people who are competing with the banks. You are crazy. You don't think the same thing can and will happen in the United States and other countries similar. So like I said, this war on Bitcoin and crypto is real. People got to figure it out. I don't know. 200 people, we're not doing nothing really wrong. Should we all stand together and not take it? I don't know. Listen, if you're going to go to, hey, if 200 people about to go to prison anyway, hey, let's really make the news. Let's put China on the news for killing 60 of us trying to get us in there and have the world come to our aid or something. Like, this is crazy though, I'm telling you. All right, last but not least, SEC custody rule made crypto regulation a political football, they're calling it. The SEC's proposed crypto custody rule and its hostility to the industry isn't in Joe Biden's best interest, Representative Wally Nickel told Gary Gensler. The United States regulator has turned crypto regulation into a political football, and its open hostility isn't helping President Joe Biden, says Representative Wally Nickel. So we don't need to get into the weeds of this. I'll just, I basically outlined a May 15th letter to the SEC chair, Gary Gensler. Nickel, a Democrat, claimed the regulator ran contrary to his mission to protect investors and breached his authority in trying to pass the controversial Staff Accounting Bulletin 121 or SAB 121. It's a proposed rule mandating that SEC reporting entities custodying crypto must record these holdings as liabilities on their balance sheets. Again, this is where, this is where I can't agree with it in general. If you remember the way this all these markets are bullshit right now, and the dollar's bullshit and everything that's happening, the way it works is this. We talked about this before. Read that book, The Monster of Jekyll Island. Essentially what banks are doing is they're saying, hey, we're going to print money, right? We print money. Federal Reserve prints money. This money's fake to begin with. It's technically a liability, right? Like, it's a liability. It's fake money because you're letting people borrow this fake money and everything else that you're holding, you're ascribing value to, right? So you do all that, but simultaneously, as it's a liability, as a debt, you actually put it as an asset on the same balance sheet as it's a positive. This is an investment. Why? Because the people who borrowed from it, while they haven't paid us back, they actually owe us a percent on that money, right? We're getting interest on it. So technically, this is an asset. We're winning with this. This isn't just a liability. So on the same balance sheet with the same made up money, they're putting it as a liability and an asset, right? They're putting it on the same sheet. And they've done this with everything now. That's what this entire derivatives market is about. The derivative market is saying, hey, we're going to take the underlying asset and we're going to say good or bad to it, essentially. We're going to ascribe value to it in such a way that works for us. So that's my basic layman rule of how it's been going and how they've been essentially tricking, finagling people in all markets. This is what all markets do when they're saying, I'm trying to think of a good example. If a company said, hey, we made 20% of profit this quarter or whatever, but they haven't made any money, they should be in losses. They're like, well, yeah, technically we are in losses, but we haven't reported our broken products as a loss yet. We're going to report that next quarter. For this quarter, those products are out in the market. We're looking at that as profit, right? They're not broke yet. Next quarter, though, that's when we're going to tell everybody they're broke, even though it's been so they're playing with the balance sheets. And I say all that to say this SAB 121 is saying that they're going to make essentially banks say that when they custody crypto, let's say a bank has $100 million in Bitcoin. They're saying right now, this will have to be a liability on their balance sheets. They're losing money to stockholders, right? When I'm saying this is a bad idea, because they do not, like government, they don't work in these 30-day windows, these one decision windows where once this is passed, that will be the end of it. No, once this is passed, it's the beginning of it. Another 6 months to a year to 2 years, they're going to slow roll because they don't want to. They're going to say, hey, you all can also keep that crypto as an asset. I'm guaranteeing they're going to do it. It may what? That's a W. So they're going to do it. They're going to say you can also keep. It's not going to be a straight off makes sense. It's going to be word soup. It's going to sound confusing. They're going to be like, well, if banks who are custodying crypto assets are keeping them as liabilities. However, they're loaning them out, but they also have futures, and they're also doing derivative ETFs, and they're also doing spot and the interest and the transaction fees. They're going to confuse the shit out of you when they write it out. Oh, you better believe it. But when it's all said and done, no matter how confusing it is, the outcome will be they can now put crypto assets as assets on the balance sheet, not just a liability. So this is what I'm telling you. I think this is a honeypot. They want the way they're introducing it is that, hey, it's only going to be a liability. They don't do it with any other asset, period. There's no other asset they only keep as a liability, but not as an actual asset as well. It's not going to happen here either. This is the first step. This is their base hit to a home run of controlling the entire market. And if people go along with this or anything like this, I'm guaranteeing another year or so, they're going to put it as profit or as an asset. And another 3 to 5 years, we're in another bubble, like a real bubble. And why? Because we've been told that all these banks and stuff that are holding all this crypto, instead of them being liabilities where they should be, they're going to have them as asset and profit-making vehicles where they're fudging all types of numbers. Oh yeah, we're due to do this year and this year. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be the same as FTX. The moment the one big one or one decent sized one goes down, when we find out the CEO has been stealing the money or been gambling the crypto or whatever, because we know it's coming again. When that day happens, now one goes down, watch them all go down. It's gonna be worse than 2008. So no, I'm not with this rule. I think this is we're heading in a terrible direction with SAB 121, which again is a proposed rule mandating that SEC reporting entities custodying crypto must record these holdings as liabilities. Again, you are crazy, absolutely crazy if you think a multi-billion-dollar company and companies, a multi-trillion-dollar market are going to be holding liabilities on their balance sheets for the like. What are y'all? They'll do that shit for 3 quarters. Okay, that's what they're gonna tell the go. We give y'all 3 or 4 quarters max before. Hey, hell to the no, hell to the no, hell to the no. So, but regardless, this is what they're really doing. Regardless, is in the conversation, right? Regardless, regulation is going to happen. And what they do first is, hey, put it all the way out there. And now it's all right, we'll just ease it back. All right, well, are you guys, American public, go this amount of regulation? All right, well, we'll stay here for now. We'll try this again next year. We'll go far again next year. We'll ease it back, but we'll be a little bit further. We'll try again in a few years. We'll ease it, and then we'll ease it back. We'll be even further. And we'll keep doing this until we're even further. And in another 10 or 15 years from now, when we're like, wait, how is this even legal or possible? How do we get here? And it's like, right, every 3 years, they've been changing it. So it's going to happen regardless. I think the custodying of crypto, we got the ETFs. These banks are going to custody crypto. Yes, this does make sense to be used as a political football. Keep people eye off the prize, keep people confused. I understand that. This is an election year, so I do expect some type of black swan event. It will not just be smooth selling. I don't think so. Of course, I am expecting something. But I mean, hey, this is what we're in. This is what makes crypto so much fun, is that we don't know what's going to happen next. This stuff is in legislation now. People going off on the president, Congress going back and forth. The bottom line is power. Who is going to control the Bitcoin blockchain, and can these altcoins be considered securities, or will they be considered whatever else investment vehicles where people are allowed to go crazy and have fun? I think that's where we're at in the market. Regardless, this is good news. Again, for the volatility side of it, this is a good chance to short and to go long and to make some money with some of these fundamental, trends that are coming in, if you can read it. And then on the flip side, I don't know, at least from the interest point of view, the movie continues, right? Let me take a look at some quick comments before we call it a day here. Let's see. Have I seen the strength of the peso since 2019 to the USD, the Mexican peso? I actually have. It's funny. I almost went to Mexico this weekend. I was thinking about going down there, so I was looking at everything. But yes, the Mexican peso actually has pumped. And even crazier, border towns like Tijuana, some of their price points are actually starting to reflect Los Angeles, which is this is the first time it's ever happened. Let me tell you, no one likes it. So stop it, Mexico. You're Mexico. You're not LA, all right? Stop trying to play with us right now with these prices. Let's see. Basically, microdosing us, but not with good shrooms. Hilarious, Drew. I'm not sure who just called in. Who is this? Okay. Crypto Blood, only because it's you. Anybody else, I was about to be like, look. Hey, look. I was about to say, I just said I was about to wrap it up for the day. But listen, CB, shout out from the D to LA. Hey, what
yes,
up,
sir.
I'm still on. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey,
what's up, King, man?
What up,
I just wanted to slide in real quick, man. No Diddy. Pause.
See, you hilarious. CB News Network, making sure y'all checking them out. My brother for another mother in Detroit is in the house. CB,
yeah, man.
Hey, while I got you, let's talk about it, man. What's going on with the market? We got to hear your thoughts on this really quick. You heard this show, man. What's going on? Bitcoin ETFs are going crazy, posting 7 weeks highs. All coins are pumping. The market's GameStop 2.0 in the market. I mean, it's just meme crazy. What are your thoughts on everything, man? What's going on?
Memes going crazy, man. Round of applause for the memes.
Round of applause for memes.
You got meme stocks, meme coins.
Right.
You know, the narrative is so funny, King, because you see they're sneaking in there the meme narrative, right? So they're like saying meme stocks now. When did these become meme stocks? I think what they're doing, they're trying to prep us for an attack on meme coins. See, they get that into the ether. They get that meme, talk into the conscience of the sheeple. And so once they attack meme coins, it'll be like, oh, the regular people will be like, oh yeah, meme stocks are bad, so meme coins are bad too.
Hey,
that's
divide and conquer.
That's what
Divide and
setting up to
conquer,
do,
man.
bro. That's what they're setting up to do.
I believe it too, because every cycle we always see the fad. Like going back to 2017, ICOs, we had futures, we had NFTs. Like it's always something new, right? So now is memes, meme coins, and just like everything else that we've seen, and it comes true. You all are crazy if you don't think they're going to try at least. Not saying they're going to do it.
Try.
They're going to try to bring them to heel.
They're going to have a difficult time this go round.
Too many. It's too many. We were talking about that last time. It's too many.
It's too many, and the way there's nothing promised.
Yeah, there is nothing promised.
There's nothing.
It's a meme. It's a meme.
It's a meme.
It could go whatever.
A lot of them are launched fairly.
Yeah.
They just. So I'm interested to see how they're going to try to attack this one, man.
So, what are your thoughts on this? I said last show. On Solana Network, they said over 1 million meme coins have been created in the last month. Now, I said, granted, we know this is the same people or same group of people creating the majority of them, but still, now that we found, like, to me, this is the moment we were talking about like years ago when it's like they didn't even understand what's coming. Once this really happens, it becomes easy. There will never be it'll be whack-a-mole. There won't be any stop. I think we've officially reached that point, and people don't understand it because it's still in the background. But I think we've officially reached the point. So it's like, no, you don't understand. It's if you can stop a blockchain, we can switch it just as fast as you can stop it, and all the money will be intact. It's over, man. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I agree. Yeah, and I think it's ironically enough, people and myself even talked about meme coins and how they're just nonsense, but actually they're really good because it onboards the normies.
And see, that's what I said.
The normies are going to be onboarded not through Bitcoin, boring Bitcoin, or Vitalik hard cock buterin, Ethereum. It ain't going. It's going to be something that is more entertaining and people can relate to. Whatever the meme is, they're going to be. There's a meme out there for you to relate to. So.
I agree. But I consider these base hits. I'm like, listen, it's not the Bitcoin home run, but it's a base hit to Bitcoin. Eventually they'll do meme coins. Eventually they might do something else in the market. They do something else, and they're like, wait, why don't I have Bitcoin or something? So I think it's a base hit. But no, I'm with you. Like, people are going to go where it's fun at. I get it. Where the excitement is, it gets the people going.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I definitely understand that. Anything else you're seeing on the market coming up? People are talking Black Swan events this year, all that good stuff.
I really think, bro, we're setting up for another push up in the markets, honestly, counter to what many people think. Of course, a Black Swan can come out of nowhere and kill the whole show. But I think we're in that election period. We're coming into that, right?
It's
the powers to be. Yeah, powers to be gotta start pumping.
Gotta make that money. Gotta make that money.
Gotta make Sleepy Joe. Gotta make Sleepy Joe look like he's awake.
Right.
And so
and folks, this is what we're talking about when we talk about fundamental trends. It's like, it's an election season. This market gonna market here in the next few months. Okay. Like, if not next few months, next year, it's gonna market. So at this point, it's literally loading bags and just being patient. Go camp for the next 6 months and come back and look at your wallet type of deal. But yeah. Oh, last I was gonna say, one thing I mentioned with the meme coins, we're like, this is turning into like the .com, where literally you just make anything that's on the stock symbol or anything pop culture related, you just turn to meme coin and see what happens.
Yep.
At this point, it's just, why not?
When GME popped, when the forgot his name, Rowan Kitty guy tweeted, and then GME stock popped, someone made a GME coin on Solana, man. It went crazy.
The other day, right.
The other day. Yeah. So it's going crazy. I love it. It brings more eyeballs to the blockchain industry, and I think it's a net positive for us for sure. So it is what it is. I mean, our coin, my community created a coin a month ago. It's already
shout it out. What's it called?
Yeah, Coochie, baby. You ain't know.
So I've seen everybody in it. So I'm seeing everybody in it. Hey, I saw it.
Baby.
I'm trying to read because my eyesight bad.
Coochie
so
down to the socks, rings, and watch. Filled with rocks, baby.
Hey, shout out to Coochie Coin. Then I'm seeing everybody in the chat was saying Coochie, but I saw it pop up on the pop up, so I couldn't see. So I was like, wait, is that? All right. Hey, shout out to Coochie Coin.
Hey,
Give me a clap. I turned on my soundboard. So wait, tell us about Coochie
it's
Coin.
Gucci, not Gucci, baby. That's what
What's
it is.
what's Coochie Coin doing? Tell us about it real quick. What's Coochie Coin doing?
Man, it's unbelievable, bro. We came out the belly of the beast of Pump.Fun, which is a degenerate cesspool of scams. You know,
I love it.
yeah,
Everybody said we know who we are.
is.
We
Yeah,
know who
it
we are.
seriously is. It
No,
seriously
I get
is,
it.
bro.
Listen,
I don't even know why we launched there, but we did.
Yeah.
But you know me, I'm solid. I'm from the 313. You know how we do. We keep it solid and real.
Listen.
So we ain't no rug pulling over here. But man, it's been a hell of a run. It's just getting started. We got celebrities about to talk about it. We're not even paying them, bro.
That's what's
up.
We're
not even paying them. They literally just about to talk about it. So it's been going crazy, man.
All right,
not even a month old.
All right, it's official. We got CB Hart here, y'all. It's official. Woo! No, I'm like,
what up, P? Hey, what's up, PFC Wells?
Hey, Richard Hart showed us the blueprint. He said, "Let me show you how the OGs how you really exit out the crypto market."
We got Richard Hart on our website.
Bro, where he been, man? What's going on with him? He in MIA right now.
Scamming. He's on our scammers list. He's on the scammer alert. Oh, listen, let me pull this shit. Let me pull this.
I gotta ask you how you feel about something. So it was in an article Wednesday, but Cointelegraph was it essentially said something like it called us degens. It was talking about degens. I said it kind of feel like they said the N-word, bro. I don't know how I feel about is Cointelegraph able to call a community degens? I don't know. Like, are they degen enough? I don't know. They could call us degens. Like, it didn't feel right coming from Cointelegraph. We're degens. Not you can't say it. What would you if you wake up Monday morning and Chase is like, yeah, the degens is like, oh, brother, what are we talking about right here?
Right.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Did you share something? Hold on. I'm not sure if you shared something.
Yeah, I wanted to show you, Kevin.
Is that you or me?
No, that's you, bro.
Is it really? Hey, shout out to the Simon Family Ventures. I'm over here clicking y'all stuff. You know we got like 10 shows running over here. Listen. Hey. All right,
I thought we were going to an infomercial or something. I didn't know what the hell is going on, bro.
I thought you were sharing something.
I got to share a screen for you. You know, I got to show the people, Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead.
I keep saying Kevin Hart, Richard Hart.
I don't know how to do this because they updated. No, share the screen. You share it right now. It should work.
I already did.
All right,
let's do it again. Let me do it again. Let me do it again for you. Let me see. Let's get Richard Hart. I keep saying Kevin Hart, but Richard Hart up here.
There we go. Hey! Oh, look at him. Hey, he next to what's call it? Y'all funny. He next to
Hush Puppy, baby.
Hush Puppy, yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin Rodney.
Bitcoin Rodney.
See, Bandman Kevo.
Yeah, I got bad. Hey,
everybody
wear Gucci. Listen, everybody wear Gucci when they scam.
If you see someone that wears Gucci from head to toe,
they're a scammer.
They're a scammer.
Oh, that's true.
They're a scammer.
That's true.
Isn't that true? Especially in crypto.
Especially if somebody wearing Gucci head to toe, they probably are a scammer though, low key. That's hilarious.
Low key, right? Yeah. No,
hey, that's a great bat signal to always see. Like, oh man, he got the Gucci shoes to the hat. Don't trust him.
Trust him, especially not with your money. That definitely is. I mean, it's like you should get the.
Listen, don't be mad. I'm definitely stealing that sound right there. I've been needing. I think we actually have that. That's the twist. What's called it?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Yeah,
Metal Gear. That used to be my there we go. All right, man. What you got anything else for us? I'm about to call it a day. I got to run. What else you got for us?
Hey, man, that's it, bro. Keep doing your thing. Stay consistent. Shout out to Bitcoin Zay. I got to get him on the show. Got to get you back on too.
Hey, I got to get Bitcoin Zay on the show too, man. That's both. We both gotta get him on the show.
That's my Aries. That's my Aries brother right there from another mother.
Oh man, there you go. Other than that, man, as always, thanks for watching, folks. Make sure you check out CB News Network, Crypto Bloods in the house. Check out that Coochie Coin, Coochie everywhere.
Coochie
you
gang.
Already know, yes sir. CB, I'll be in Detroit hopefully later on this year again, so I'll give you a shout, my brother.
All right,
but smash that like and share, and yeah, let's plan it soon. I gotta get back on yours to soon, man. I know y'all be over there turning it up.
Yeah,
but much appreciate you dropping by as always,
all right,
brother.
Bro. I'm out.
Hey, cheers, everybody. Take care. We will see you all next week with another show. This one will be on the podcast here in about 15 minutes. If you want to check it out there in your drive, smash that like and share.